Actually, I'm not sorry.
Be that motherfucker with the beards and titties just being like, I'm sexy as fuck. Yeah, I know you're confused right now, but you know that I'm sexy though. Hi, my name is MajicDyke, and this is For the Culture. So I never saw myself as sexy. I never saw myself as that, like, you know, the person that deserved to be looked at or to deserve to be in the spotlight or deserve to be desired. Because literally my whole childhood, teenagehood, people treated me as I was invisible because I essentially was. Like growing up, I knew I wanted to be masculine, but then I had a big ass chest. So like I would like wear masculine clothes and it's just like, yo, I can't even button this shirt. So now I have to go like 5 sizes up. When I look up like masculine fashion, the body types that I'm seeing don't look like me. It's white, androgynous, very like flat here, flat there type of vibe. And I'm like, so what the fuck do the curvy masculine niggas do? Like, what are we wearing? How are we like working with what we have? And then the way that my queerness shows up is like, I swing from like all sides of the spectrum. So some days I'm like feeling hella gender euphoria by wearing a dress. Some days I'm scrolling on my IG and I see someone with like top surgery and I'm like, I want that. Like that's giving me euphoria. And some days I'm like, I want lingerie and a fucking push-up bra and I want to own these feminine oats, you know, but the difficulties of like sitting with all these thoughts is being like, am I not this enough? Am I masculine enough? Am I feminine enough? Can I be this? Can I be that? Like, what are people going to think? It was the year 2017. My therapist sent me on a mission to find like clubs or organizations or something to do that will help me get out of like this social anxiety internal battle that I've had for a while. So the first thing I did was go on this website. I think it's called like meetup.com or something. So I look it up and I put in my interest. I was like gay shit, photography, sports. So every so often they would send me like, this is what's happening in your city. This is what's going on. Do you want to do this? I saw a drag show. I decided to pull up and I was just like in awe. It felt like one of those like, I found my people type of thing. Literally at the end of the show, I asked one of the drag kings, I was like, so how do I join? How do I start? They told me come to our rehearsal. It's pretty much walk in, you know, check out the vibe, give some input, and then you can be one of the drag kings.
Nails, hair, hips, heels, ass, fat, lips, real person.
I think it was the next Sunday after the show. I showed up and I was like, hi, my name is Faith. I want to do drag. I don't know anything about anything. And they were very welcoming. So when I was thinking about the drag character that I wanted to be, and I wanted to embody Magic Mike, who, if you've seen the movies, male stripper out in Vegas doing the thing. And that is what I wanted to be. Like, I wanted to be the gender bending, like raunchy, you know, just sex type of, you know, vibe. And over time, I just found myself taking on this character in regular day-to-day life. And in the sense of, you know, I created an alter ego. So we have me outside of drag, which is like very reserved, very quiet, chill, hiding out in the corner type of thing. And then you have me in drag, which is like center stage, taking off my clothes, not giving a single fuck who's watching. It's like this confidence, this energy that really kind of meshed the two, you know, parts of me that were separate for such a long time. I was like, this is Faith. These are the people that can call me Faith. This is Magic. These are the people that can call me Magic. And then eventually it was just like this crossover of this energy is now no longer like an act. I do feel confident. I do feel sexy. I do feel like this character I made is now just me.
I know you've been
like when I started my drag journey, there were literally only like 1 or 2 Black drag kings, like just that I knew of. And like finding information online was nearly impossible. So the more I was performing, the more conversations I was in with people just being like, I've never seen anyone that looks like this doing this. I've never seen someone that looks like me. I've never seen, like, it was just this, you know, you're the first drag king that I've seen, or you're the first Black drag king that I've seen. You're the first this. And that was like the constant, like, you know, feedback that I was getting. And so I started doing like YouTube tutorials because I'm like, okay, if I can't find shit, I know the next person can't find shit. And so I really started using the shit that felt good to me, the shit that came easily to me, which is art, to just connect the dots. You know, I feel like activism looks different for everyone. And I feel like when you lean on the things that you're good at, the things that you are actually passionate about, and then use that to like bridge all these other values of community, it makes shit like easier to do it for the long run. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is MajicDyke. Some know me as the king of beards and titties. Others know me as Sunshine Daddy. Whatever you call me, just call it respectfully. Like, I've been teaching different like makeup courses. I've been able to work at like, I think like Georgetown University had me do like a makeup class, or just random places where I'm like, who would have thought y'all would be calling on to me, you know, the college dropout, to come teach a college class about like drag. The more I've done this shit, the more I've just been like, you can really make a lane out of nothing. Like, you can really carve your own fucking story and go far with it and be in spaces that you didn't even imagine yourself to be in. The interest is there. People are asking me the same questions. How do I do this? I want to be like this. I want to do this. So I was like, okay, I'll start teaching even more. I'll start utilizing my life coaching things to give the tools, give the knowledge, and give the empowerment for different like drag artists to be like, I can be this. The reason I chose drag is because I was good at it. I was passionate about it. I loved it. And I wanted to give other people the same tools. So like, do whatever you want to do with them, you know, but as long as there's interest and as long as there's people asking me like, how do you do the beard? How do you get on stage? I want to strip my clothes off, but I don't know how to because I'm too scared that my body's not good enough or something. You know, so giving that empowerment of like, you can look how you want to look. As long as up here, you know, you're good, audience is going to love it. Anytime you're doing anything that is pushing outside the norm, there's always going to be a certain level of feedback that you expect. But when you actually jump into it, so when you're having family members asking you, I don't understand this whole thing, like, what is this? And then having people, strangers now, you know, the more public you are, the more people feel the need to let you know how they feel. Like, this is some demonic shit. This is some un-African whatever. Like, every time I make a post on Instagram or Twitter, for the longest time, it would just be like, it's open season. Because as you've seen, like, I'm very raunchy and I'm very like, I own the whole product, the whole sexuality thing. I'm like, this being can be sexy. The beard and the titties will be sexy, and I will do a fancy ass photo shoot, nude as fuck. And I will, you know, give it to the public. Having the strangers' feedback, family feedback, like people essentially criticizing you for just existing, and then expecting you to always explain your humanity, to always explain your art, and to always like give me a reason why this is okay. Where I'm like, it doesn't have to be okay for you to literally mind your business. You know, I'm not going to go into a fucking mosque and be like, explain yourself to me now. It's like, if you want to know the things, there's a literal free, you know, library on the internet. But when people start taking it upon themselves to like directly let the artist know, like, this is the reason why like Black families can't thrive. This is like some hotep ass shit, you know, telling you like this new world generation, it's like, you're all gonna burn. I'm like, okay, you feel that way, but like, you really went out of your way to come tell me, a stranger that you don't know, a whole essay about how I'm gonna burn in hell. But there's also like all these other people saying like, I didn't know that I could have, you know, big titties and still own my masculinity. Or like, oh, I was born with like, you know, PCOS. So I have a lot of facial hair and I battle with these random things. And when I saw you, I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. So like all those stories that I get outweigh all the other bullshit on the side. So keeping that in mind, every time I do step up, I'm like, it's for something bigger than me. And if this is a small price that I have to pay for them to feel seen, then I'll do it.
What do you think the future is, and what is also your hope for the future for drag, especially within the African space?
My hope is that we get to a place where we can accept things just as they are. Like literally the motto of like, if it's not hurting you, if it's not hurting anyone. And what I envision is being able to do a drag brunch without like having to have like extra security on deck, without having to have all these precautions of like, so this is plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If anyone gets arrested, these are the things that we need to do. If these are the people that we need to call. Imagine having a drag festival, having different artists come through and having people just enjoy it. You come out to a big field, you watch the performers do the thing, you cheer, you clap, and everyone goes home. Like imagine if we normalized having just art that is beyond, you know, what we know. Like imagine having people express themselves and then just live afterwards. Like wild concept, you know, like imagine not having to fear for your life if, you know, you were traveling at home in drag. Imagine like, so when I envision the future of drag on the continent, it's just like acceptance, you know, not just tolerance, but like acceptance.